My fiancé said, my parents don't approve of you. They think I can do better. I replied, then you should. That night, I transferred the lease to her name, canceled her credit card, and moved out while she slept. 1 week later, her whole family was at my doorstep begging me to take her back. I'd been with Natalie for 3 years. Her parents, Richard and Caroline, were old money, country club types with Hamptons vacation homes. I came from middle-class Ohio, put myself through state college, and was building my career as an architect. They never warmed to me. During dinners, they'd ask pointed questions about my career trajectory. Caroline would reminisce about Natalie's hedge fund ex. Richard would mention friends' sons who were doctors. I brushed it off. Natalie would squeeze my hand under the table and roll her eyes when they weren't looking. I thought we were on the same team. The conversation happened on a Thursday in April. I came home to find Natalie staring at her laptop, unusually quiet. I had lunch with my parents, she finally said. They're concerned about whether you're the right choice for me. And what do you think? They pointed out things I hadn't thought about, like how your career doesn't have the same potential as finance or medicine, how we'll never afford the life I grew up with. She twisted her engagement ring, the one that cost me 3 months' salary. They made good points, like how you're so content where you are. You never talk about making partner. You're just comfortable being average. That stung. I worked hard and took pride in my designs. What exactly are you saying, Natalie? My parents don't approve of you. They think I can do better. 3 years together, countless future plans, and it came down to her parents' approval. And what do you think? I asked quietly. She wouldn't meet my eyes. I think maybe they have a point. Something icy and clear took over. Then you should. I said simply. Should what? Do better. If that's what you and your parents think. She looked startled, expecting tears or arguments. I'm not saying it's over. I'm just having doubts. Doubts about whether I'm good enough because your parents said so. I walked to the bedroom. In the shower, I made my plan. When I came out, Natalie was in bed scrolling her phone. Can we talk more tomorrow? I'm tired. Sure. I agreed. Tomorrow. I waited until midnight. Then I got up silently, grabbed my gym bag, and went to work. First, I logged into our apartment portal. The lease was in my name. I submitted a modification to transfer full responsibility to her. Next, I removed her as an authorized user from my credit card and requested a new one. I wrote a note explaining I was leaving, had initiated the lease transfer, and would send for my things. She had a month to decide if she wanted the apartment. I left the note with my key and walked out at 1 a.m. My buddy Mark let me crash without questions. Her loss, he said, clinking his beer against mine. The next morning, my phone exploded. Frantic texts from Natalie. Where are you? The landlord called about a lease transfer. I can't afford this place alone. You canceled the credit card. That last text was rich. Despite her family's wealth, Natalie lived on her modest publishing salary while her parents covered everything else. Pride that left her unprepared for actual independence. I didn't respond. I took personal days and found a one-bedroom across town. Her messages evolved from angry to pleading. Please talk to me. We can work this out. My parents were wrong. On day 5, I responded once. I'll collect my things next week. Her reply was immediate. Please don't do this. I love you. Too late. On day 6, Richard called. We need to talk. Natalie isn't doing well. Against better judgment, I agreed to coffee. I was shocked to find the whole family there. Richard, Caroline, Natalie, and her brother. We want to apologize, Richard said. What I said was unfair. It turns out, Richard continued uncomfortably, Natalie wasn't forthcoming about your career. Her brother looked you up. When I Googled your name, her brother said, I found your portfolio. You worked on Westbrook Tower, and you're lead designer on Riverside Development. That's major. Why didn't you tell us? Caroline asked. Because it shouldn't matter. I replied, I'm an architect because I love design, not to impress my fiancé's parents. We were wrong, Richard said. We're asking you to reconsider. Please, Ryan. Natalie reached across the table. I pulled back. I was wrong. I love you. But you didn't defend me, I said quietly. When they said I wasn't good enough, you agreed. I was confused. Scared. And now you're scared of paying rent alone. She flinched. You didn't contact me until you realized I'd transferred the lease. I don't want to be needed. I want to be chosen. And you chose your parents' approval over me. People make mistakes, Caroline said. Surely that deserves forgiveness. I looked at them all, this family closing ranks to fix their problem. I walked out, ignoring her calls behind me.